It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
And this very first question came from one of our favorite superheroes. This was from Bruce Wayne, and it ties in perfectly with sort of that setup. This is what the Dark Knight said. He said, "I've got two questions for you. How do we as a community, and you guys as your platform, how do we bring more people to becoming financial mutants? Like, how do we get that information out there? And then my second question is, how do you recommend people who are interested in teaching folks to get involved?" He says, "I have a career in technology, but obviously I love this stuff and I want to get this information out there. How do I do it? What's a mechanism through which we can bring more people into the good news of financial mutation?"
Well, I like just the tone of that question is great because it's trying to expand to more and more people getting access to money. And that's what you guys know. We're very deliberate. We don't do politics on this show. And Bo, you say it best. You say money is not red, money is not blue, money's actually green.
It's green.
And that's what I love about what we share is it doesn't matter where you come from, what your background is. I think the fundamentals of good financial management impacts everybody. And that's what you just need to cut through the noise and start working through it. And that's what we're trying to create. So I would encourage everybody, get out there. I started out initially with my friends that I was trying to influence. I gave them out copies of The Millionaire Next Door, The Wealthy Barber. I think now it's so much easier than even having to go to Amazon and buy a book. Now you can share resources like the Money Guy Show.
Absolutely.
I know that's helpful, but here's the other part. I love the activity of people who are involved in the YouTube comments. I mean, guys, some of you guys are spot on. I mean, now look, you have to be careful and cut through the noise, but a lot of you guys, I can tell that you have hearts of educators. You are trying to help your fellow financial mutants by getting into the YouTube channel and giving some comments and giving thoughts, when people need a little hand up on things. And I think that's very positive. And I love that we have these type of networks where people can now connect and share information.
Yeah, I think one of the beautiful things that technology has allowed us to do is that there are even mechanisms where maybe it's difficult for you to have a conversation with your siblings or with your friends about money and finances. There are groups of people out there. I mean, this chat is a prime example. Or if you're a member of the FOO course and you've done the financial order of operations, we have Facebook group there where you can be surrounded by like-minded individuals. And what I love is sometimes, we'll be reading through the comments on Facebook and someone say, "Hey, I've got this coworker and they've got this issue, or I've got this thing going on." How powerful is it going to be when that person can say, "Hey, I asked a group of other financial mutants what they thought, and this is what they said." I think if you can bring people into that conversation and you can tell folks, "Hey, I listened to this podcast and this is how it added value to my life," without me spending $1 or having to buy anything, I was just able to take this away. You should check it out. I think if you can start doing that, maybe print one of our deliverables, how valuable are your dollars, show it to a young person and get them excited about saving. You would be amazed at how those small little steps can really light a fire in somebody. I mean, that's exactly what Mr. Morrow did with you, back in high school. And here we sit today because of that seed that he planted way back then that he had no idea what was going to happen.
Information flows so much easier now. It's just like we came in this morning, you were pretty excited because you need a budget.
Yep.
Gave us a shout out. I think that the financial community is trying to help good information float to the top. And that's why if you guys could get involved, I mean, thinking about things like you need a budget or some of the other places, Twitter, whenever we get shout outs there, and there's lots of people on Twitter that are trying to help also bring people forward on having good information. All that stuff is going to help you to stay motivated, to kind of keep your army of dollar bills working and not get distracted by some of the noise that I feel like can take you away from being your best version of your financial self.
Love it.